Hey, g'day everybody. So I want to talk to you a little bit about accessory connectors for your bike and USB powering of devices and things. We as adventure riders tend to have a bit of more need for powering GPSs and powering our phones and charging cameras. There's a myriad of different things that we use on our bikes that require USB power. So, it'd be nice to have an accessory connector on your bike to power all these things. So you can get all different types. You can get some hardwired ones, you can get some expensive ones, some cheap ones. I just wanted to show you the problem with the cheap ones. It may look the same on the outside. All right, so this one here is from a pretty common electronics store with some blue logos. Now these would be fine in most vehicles. Four-wheel drives, I guess you'd probably still have corrugations on four-wheel drives. You'd probably have a similar issue. So I had one of these on my last trip. Now it's a dual USB, 1 amp and a 2.1 amp. And generally that powers and has powered my GPS on the bike and my phone quite happily for quite some time. But as soon as you hit the corrugations or dirt roads or anything rough, it lasted all of about half a day when we hit the dirt, and I started seeing issues with the phone going into charging. It's not charging, it's charging, it's not charging. The GPS is saying lost power, I'm turning off. And so I ended up just unplugging everything and powering everything off a power bank in my tank bag, which I brought along for just in case for this. So I'll show you what the problem is. Now this is brand new, right? Brand spanking new. I've already cut apart my old one to find out what the issue was. So I went and bought a brand new one, and I'm gonna make this. So these are about $29. And they're just a cigarette lighter socket style thing that can screw straight into any cigarette lighter socket hole, or anywhere you want to drill a big enough hole for that. So I pull this one apart. I'll show you. I'll just slide the actual piece out, right? So there's the little device. So you can see the spade terminals on the back there, where you put your positive and negative cable for your battery or accessory connector. And there's just a couple of little pieces of circuitry in here. There's a few capacitors, a few transistors, some resistors and other things. And on this side there's what we call a toroidal transformer, which is that little thing there with the copper wires wrapped around it. Now this is what broke in my last one, this little transformer, and this is why. Let's just see if I can show you how much movement there is in it. I can move that around quite a fair bit, and it's only because all that's holding that on there is that little silver piece there that goes down to the circuit board that's soldered on that side, and then there's another one underneath you can't see, and that's all that holds that on. It's not glued down, it's not taped down, it's not screwed down or anything. So what happens is that vibrates up and down, up and down, up and down with all the corrugations, and eventually that little solder joint there breaks. And the same thing can happen with these capacitors here, because they're just sitting there. These two caps here, they'll move around. It's a bit hard to show with one hand because I'm holding the phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in and fill it up with araldite, and that will stop any movement. Now you could probably just glue bits of it down, blah blah blah, but what I'm going to do is fill it up with araldite. So I'll put it all back into the case here and fill it all up with araldite and wait for that to go hard, and it will never ever cause an issue ever again. Now if you can find one of these that is actually made for motorbikes, this is actually listed as a motorcycle accessory connector, right? And it comes with like a little piece that mounts on your handlebars. So even though that's marketed as a motor, for road bikes, probably fine. But again, adventure bikes, dirt bikes, not going to work. Now, the other type is the hardwired type, which I have in here. Now, here's my GPS here, just powered from this. You can see it's unplugged because it was causing me grief. All right, it's powered off a hardwired unit, which is actually tucked in amongst all these cables from memory down under here. I might have to pull a bit more apart to get to it. Anyway, it's down in behind the air filters here. Now it's basically going to have the same sort of shit in the little hardwired box. Now, the only difference is this has got a little box, you know, about the size of a packet of matches, with a fly lead off it that has the convenient USB connector on it to plug into the GPS. But internally, inside that box, it's going to have the same amount of crap in it. Same sort of circuitry, same problem. That was about a $50 hardwired thing from eBay. So I'm going to pull that one apart as well and probably do the same thing. Now, if you go and buy, I can't guarantee if you go and pay $100 or more for the dearer ones that it's going to be any better. The only one I've actually found that is actually quite good, and I didn't bloody take because it's a bit ugly and nowhere to really put it, is this one. Now you'll see from the brand there what it is. Same place I got the cigarette lighter one from. This is a 2 amp only single USB, and you can already feel just from this casing how much solider it is, and it is molded in there like a buggery, and I'd have to absolutely completely destroy that to get it apart. But I've had that on dirt bikes, road bikes, all sorts of shit, and it's never failed. It's just not attractive and not nice to put anywhere. It comes with these what they call AEC connector here. I think it's AEC, AE, anyway, whatever. It's basically just two. It's just a bullet connector, really. So yeah, if you want to get one that you're not worried about what it looks like, you can just cable tie that to your handlebars and it will be fine. But I need more than one port. So I normally have my phone here, on my GPS, and I have a lot going on inside the tank bag. So yeah, anyway, that's a bit of yabbering, 8 minutes long, but might save you some grief in the long run. See ya.